Hey guys, so quick disclaimer for this video. My OBS software reset all of the audio settings right before I started recording this because it had an update, and there's no game sound. So enjoy the music going on underneath, enjoy the sound effects that I had added in, and I hope you still learned something. Okay, so hello there. So we are in season 8 almost, still in preseason technically, season 8, and everyone's been doing crazy stuff. Everyone's been taking runes on everything, and something that I always like to try when a season starts is to see how strong Leona Jungle is, because I think that Leona Jungle. I need to mute my Facebook tab. So I think that Leona Jungle is actually really strong when you can pull it off. I don't think that we were in a place where you could do it last season the way that things were. Tanks were starting to feel really not. I mean, they were okay. The main problem with Leona, as with any jungler, is how is their clear, right? Their first clear, if it's not good, then you're just going to get invaded, right, by the enemy jungler. And if you can't do a good first clear, then you can't gank right away. If you can't gank right away, then odds are the person who picked a good jungler is going to be able to gank right away, so they're going to be able to get pressure off in the game much earlier than you can. This is something that you want to avoid, which is why typically there's a better option than picking a Leona Jungle. That being said, we've got new runes right now, and the rune that I'm talking about in particular is Press the Attack. Now, for those of you who don't know, Press the Attack is a keystone that allows you to, after 3 auto attacks, 3 hit passive, good job, right? After 3 auto attacks, you proc Press the Attack. On that 3rd auto attack, you do a chunk of bonus damage, and then that target is marked, and it only works on champions, so it doesn't work in the jungle, unfortunately. That would be really nice. But Press the Attack works on champions. What was that? Just edit all this out later. Oh, right. So 3rd auto attack marks the target. You do a chunk of bonus damage, and on top of that, all damage that they take for the next 6 seconds is increased by 12%, I think, right? So we've got a couple of synergies with Leona with Press the Attack right now, and I want to try in the top lane because I think it might be strong there too, but stronger as a jungler, and I'll explain why right here. 1, Leona already has a bonus damage worked into her kit, in that whenever she lands her abilities on an enemy champion or an enemy at all, they're marked with sunlight. That mark gets consumed the next time that target takes damage from one of Leona's allies. So you E somebody, you're on top of them, they're marked with sunlight. Your AD carry typically then gets an auto attack off, procs the sunlight for a little extra burst. You Q that person, marks them with sunlight. Your AD carry hits them with an auto attack, procs that burst, and then your W goes off, marks them with sunlight. You get the point. The other nice thing about Press the Attack Leona is that her Q is an auto attack reset. So when you're ganking a lane as Leona, you Q in, or your E in, excuse me, brings you up next to the person, you auto attack them once, you Q them, and then you have an auto attack right there. And she can reset her auto attack so fast. It's like auto attack Q real fast, and then another auto attack while they're stunned. You're almost guaranteed to get Press the Attack off on any person that you successfully E onto. And we'll see that in game. The other reason that I wanted to do this game in particular for commentary is because due to some misplays on my part and my team's part, we actually end up feeding the Alawi pretty significantly right in the first bit, and she gets double buffs and everything. So we're going to jump right into the game now, and we'll break it down. Alright, so here we go. You can see here, my enemy jungler is this Malphite here, and I'm here, and I've got Vayne Kale bot lane, which is a weird combination. Got a Katarina mid. Katarina is really strong right now. And I've got a Riven top. So I saw that I just have all damage on my team, right? So I was going to pick someone with some crowd control and with some tankiness. And I thought this might be a great game for Leona. So we're going to start off with blue buff. Speed it up a little bit here. We're having a little bit too much fun. Me. Alright. So here we go. Here you can see the clear. The early clear is really actually pretty good. Well, that's a cool little... I wonder what that is, that proc there. So I go from blue to Gromp here because my single target damage is pretty good. My AoE damage is not that great early on. I start by maxing W and then I max E, and the reason I do that is because your Q only adds a little bit of extra bonus damage, but it doesn't lower the cooldown when you level it up. So I just leave it at level 1 because your ability to clear the waves are going to come from your auto attacks, from your W going off, and from your like Cinder Hulk upgrade, and you'll see the build later on, but you'll see that we do Titanic Hydra eventually. So, speed it up a little bit here. And I see Malphite coming in here because of our good ward here. Unfortunately, Riven is pretty tunnel vision, doesn't see Malphite coming in here. And I skip my red buff and just go straight to help her out because I think that we might be able to do this, because Riven's pretty strong early game because she's got a lot of crowd control and a lot of damage, and I've got some crowd control to follow it up with. So I start moving my way up there. And here we go. I come flying out, and Riven gets destroyed here. Just absolutely crushed. And I think she burns Flash too. No, Illaoi burned Flash. So Illaoi gets a double kill. Then we're gonna see here. She's actually gonna get a triple kill. So Illaoi getting a triple kill is a really a very bad way to start the game. It's super bad. If she gets ahead in lane, it is one of the most snowballing things ever. So I'm like, okay, I know that she's burned Flash. I know that my red buff is still up, so I head straight for my red buff. I know that Malphite's not going to be there. He's not really strong at fighting in the jungle early. So I go for my red buff. I ward just in case, because who knows, right? And my plan here is to just camp this Illaoi and help this Riven not fall behind, because now Illaoi's got 3 kills and double buffs. How do we check items? There we go. So now you can see Riven's coming back with just 1 extra longsword and a Dorn's Blade, whereas Illaoi has a longsword, a ruby crystal, a Dorn's Blade, and a Kindle Gem. So I get up here. This Illaoi, super cocky, she burned teleport and everything, and she did not place a ward. So I get in here. I start laying down the law. Now I'm marked here, so I want to just be a little careful. Oof. And we managed to get the shutdown here. Now she had no flash, she's burned teleport for that, and now she's going to be even farther behind. Because now my Riven is even in farm, and she's got a kill. Okay, so that's great. So I head back into my jungle, and I'm a little low. But this is what's great about Leona with Press the Attack. Look at this attack speed you get because of the Press the Attack runes. And you get pretty tanky from your W, because here you've got your tankiness running, and then it hits 2 allies, so that continues on for another 3 seconds. So you've got 6 seconds of bonus magic resist and armor. If you guys watch the little numbers down here. And what did I buy? It's like, okay, finished my Chilling Smite. You want Chilling Smite just for a little bit of extra damage, and you can get kited less. You could make an argument for a Red Smite, but I think Chilling Smite's good. And then we're starting on our Cinder Hulk. I would recommend, unless you get like super ahead, just going for your Cinder Hulk item first instead of going for. So my teammates are getting stomped down here, which is unfortunate. And I was gonna come in, but I'm not gonna go in 1v3 down here. That's suicide. So I just start doing my blue buff. And you can see there we go, my magic resistant armor up 90, 65 until that wears off, and then goes back down to 55 and 35. That's also why I max it first. You get so tanky while this is up, and it does lower the cooldown of your W when you max that, so keep that in mind. And I max E second for the engage, because you want to be able to just like keep on people as much as possible. There's not a whole lot for me to do here. I basically just came down here for my blue buff. Now I'm looking for maybe an engage on the mid lane here. I think we blow a flash. Let's see. Yep. And I think we get a kill here, but I think I die for it. Yep. And I've got Triumph running, which is why I got a chunk of health back, but no, it wasn't quite enough. That's okay, because I'm okay with this trade. I'm okay with this trade because it burned my flash and it burned Cassiopeia's flash. And Cassiopeia now doesn't have Ghost and she doesn't have Flash, which is so good for Katarina, who still has Flash up, because Katarina is super mobile and Cassiopeia is not. So as long as Katarina can juke Cassiopeia's... Gosh, this is getting to be a tongue twister. As long as Katarina can juke Cassiopeia's Q, which is really easy for her to do now, she should just be able to dumpster Cassiopeia. Still a little bit of a skill matchup. So let's see here. We were able to finish the Bammy Cinder, and you can see how quickly that clear happens. Now, I don't do this part. I don't do these chickens until I've got Bammies or Tiamat. It's just way too hard for Leona to do. She doesn't have enough wave clear, even with her W going off. And now I'm headed back up to hit this Alawi again, because I just want to keep her down, and I can see that my Riven's having a hard time, obviously. So she's calling for her jungler to come up here too. Malphite's mid. So I'm waiting for... Okay, so Riven backs. What do we do here? Okay, alright. So I engage, and then Riven immediately teleports. I get 2 stuns off, right under turret. She takes a couple of turret hits. She misses her E, which is great for us. And it's as simple as that. Now Riven burned both of her sums for that, but we also burned Alawi's flash, so I'm going to go ahead and say that it's worth. This allows us to get a ton of good pressure off on this top turret, because she's dead for another 10 seconds. We just saw Malphite bottom. Our bot lane is struggling a little bit here. Not too much. You can see she's up in farm, down in kills and assists, but they're not doing super bad, and I want to make sure that this Riven really gets up. I can tell that she's pretty decent, and she's got the Crimson Elite Riven skin, which is like, I've never seen this skin in game. So you gots to help your boy out. So what am I doing? I'm headed around here. I'm just gonna go scope out this jungle here. I don't know where Malphite is, so I'm trying to get eyes. Drop a good ward here, so that kind of sees this whole pathway. Go back up here. We see her coming down. I pop us over. I jump on top of her. Proc the... Yep. Okay. And then we run. Okay. So hang on. When Alawi does her like ultimate thing and it brings all those tentacles out, you just run. You leave her alone in that pit. You do not fight her. She will just pentakill your whole team, because she does % health damage with her tentacle slaps, and she heals every time a tentacle hits, and if she's hitting you with 3 tentacles, she gets the same amount of healing for each tentacle. So she is basically unkillable unless you can stun her and keep her chain CC'd in her ultimate, which we had already burned all of our crowd control on her just then, right? I don't think my ult's back up yet. Is it? Oh, it is. So, but regardless, you don't even want to take that chance, especially since she's still technically more fed than my Riven. My Riven's kind of low. We want to play it safe. So you get out of there. So we're gonna keep going. She lands the grab there. Riven does the smart thing and gets out, so she doesn't keep taking damage from that. I miss my E, which is really bad. But then Illaoi gets really cocky here. She just walks right back into me. I drop my ult, get the double stun, boom. It's so much crowd control. You add so much burst with your sunlight passive, and you're continuing to do bonus damage because of your triumph. No, not triumph. The Keystone Mastery that we spent so much time eloquating on earlier. So anyway, now we come up here, and I'm just going to help her grab this, which we can do pretty fast because I've got attack speed, and she does the damage. So between the two of us, we get this tower pretty easily. And then once this tower goes down, it's time for me to start showing some love to the rest of my team. This mid lane has just been a bloodbath. Lots of back and forth here. Bot lane is just like almost even at this point, I would say. I would say they're pretty close to even. So I've got buffs up. I see action going down in the mid lane. I'm going to grab my red buff and then probably just back. I've got, I think, a decent chunk of gold here. And I don't know how to tell. Got it. I've got 1,700 gold that I'm sitting on, which is a lot for a jungler. It's a whole lot for a jungler. And I can see that they were successfully able to push off this mid lane, so I'm safe to back here. Alright, now, what I should do here is maybe grab my blue buff and then head bot. You got summoners down, but I don't really know that. I haven't been paying attention to bot too much. Oh, see, they see me here. I didn't know that. Huh. I dropped a control ward there. See that they don't have wards there, so I think I'm in the clear. But they left, so I leave. So now I've got my Tiamat and my Cinderhulk, which means that I can clear really fast. I've got plenty of sustain. There's nothing to... I'm clearing the jungle super easy now. It's a little bit of a challenge early, but it's not even that bad. All right, and I get the stun off here. So wait, let's back that up just a second. So I'm here, and I look down on my mini map, and I see. Hang on, pause. Let's take a look at my vision here. Back it up a little bit more. Hit play. Fast forward. Alright. Now I can see that they were just here. I know that they're coming this way. And then I see this go down. And I know that I've got ult up. Drop the ult. Get a good stun off there. Follow it up with a great root and a stun. That was a great condemn by Vayne there as well. And I think we're able to, just finish this off. I mean, there's so much crowd control and bonus damage from this build for your teammates to follow up on, that as long as they're not just like feeding their faces off, which they haven't been, they've been going pretty even. It's really strong. I'm gonna keep. Oh yeah, that's the other part of this build, is there's a tank mastery that allows you, whenever you crowd control someone, it marks that target with whatever the buff is called, and then whenever your allies damage that target that's crowd controlled, they heal themselves. So, I mean, it just synergizes perfectly with everything else that's going on here. So we get a really free Baron here, or Dragon, Fire Drake, which is great. And then I just head back bottom. I think Vayne just solos this. Oh no, he runs away. I'm hiding here to see if they will, maybe engage. Because they don't know I'm here. No, they dropped that after I ran through here, so they don't know that I'm here. I got Leona here. Cassiopeia. She flashes, which is great. My ult cooldown is obviously much shorter than her flash cooldown. I wish it would show me... Oh yeah, there's my health. I'm already sitting at like 1500 health. I've only got one health item. It's pretty decent. Get a nice flash engage here. Easy peasy. Pick that up. Back up. Let this go off. Ooh, that was a good chunk of damage. Having a little fun with it. I don't know where the heck Malphite is. Where's Malphite? Oh, I've got the... He's just doing his buffs. Not doing anything. Like, where is their response for this? There are 3 people down here. There have been 3 people down here for minutes. And Malphite is... here. There's not even a buff over here for him to take. He's just doing his wolves. That's really bad on his part. And... yeah, I don't know. Like, Cass should probably have rotated as well. If they 4-manned us, they probably could have stopped us and killed us. Okay, here comes a teleport from Alawi. I'm just gonna stay here. And then I ping that we should back, because we don't see Cassiopeia anymore either. So, I'm just like, nah, we should not do this. And sure enough, we've got their bot lane coming back. We've got Alawi down here. Cassiopeia is still going mid. She wants to try and save that turret. Nautilus is... I don't know, where are you going, buddy? Oh, no. Oh, okay. So we all backed, which was the right thing to do. Don't overstay, especially since I'm sure we all had a ton of gold to spend. And then we move toward... I'm pretty big. Our team is ahead. Not a huge lead, but a little bit, and I wanted to keep that lead going, so I bought a Sheen, which is a little greedy, but it's going to add a good chunk of extra burst damage to your Q and all that jazz. So, oh, Riven does the smart things. He's Alawi bot lane. Solos the Rift Herald. Really good on her part. I'm hanging out here. I just show myself here. I don't want to, like... Oh, nice. I get a good chunk of damage off here, and she just has to leave. Okay, here's the ult coming off. I might die here. Yep. That was really good play by Alawi. And I think she actually kills all 3 of us here again. There's another one. And I'm pinging her to back. I'm like, you need to get out of here. Riven was upset. So, don't disrespect the Alawi ultimate like I just did. We talked about it earlier, but I was thinking maybe we had enough crowd control and damage with everyone there that it wouldn't be a problem. It was a problem. So that allows them to get a really good free push off down here. Thankfully, Katarina is just starting to really pop off here, and so is Vayne. It's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage coming out from Cat there. Good rotations by her part. Bad... They're all the way up here. They don't have any wards in this whole... Ooh, that was way too much. They don't have any wards in this whole side of the jungle here. That was really bad on them. Like, if you're gonna push up this far as the bot lane, even when you have backup, ward the tri-bush here and ward your buffs here. That way you can see people coming from either direction and you can rotate and either engage on one while they're split off from the rest of the team or just get out. So that lets, let's see here, Vayne and Kale just kind of push in, do their own thing. I am moving aggressively into their jungle because I know that they were down. I don't have wards to drop, otherwise I would, so I'm just going to steal these, I think. Oh, okay, there we go. This is a pretty nice ward. You don't see the bushes, the inside of the bushes here, so like this is probably more ideal, but I was on the other side of this wall, and this still gives me access to all 3 of these here. There's all 4 of these avenues here. And I'm just going to hang out here outside of vision of the turret, because I want to see if anyone tries to come here to engage. Drop another ward here, and now look at what I've done. I've created a vision pathway all the way through here, so we are totally free to do whatever we want here, because we know that there's no one here. We can just move up, and we've got vision of, well, only Cassiopeia, but I mean, we can assume that they're probably coming for here. because we don't have vision of the rest of them, which is, I think these guys like hang back here. Yeah, see, they start backing because we don't have vision of anyone. We let the wave push up. We still don't see anyone, so we start to push up cautiously, tentatively. We're pretty strong as a combo. I just jumped straight on this dude. He does not respect me at all. Thankfully, my teammates are actually like pretty decent here. Like this Vayne like comes in with me. And that was a great Kayle ultimate. Oh, except she could have gotten out, and I don't think that... Oh. Yeah, I'm dead. I think I was still getting hit by the Alawi ghost over here, which is unfortunate. So that was a little bit of an overdive on my part. I was getting a little hypey there. We probably could have just like played it safe here and killed this, but we did get this kill and this kill. Where did he die? Where are you? Malphite? I'm blind. Oh, he's over here. What the heck? So I guess he just got caught out by Katarina and Ribbon. Yeah, alright. Alright, what are we building? Alright, we finished our Iceborne Gauntlet, because this is a problem, and she does all physical damage. This apparently is also a problem. Holy crap, Vayne, you are super caught out. Oh. Nothing we do there. I'm thinking about, like, do I think about going? No. No, I don't. That's a mountain dragon. Do not suicide for a mountain dragon. It's not worth it. So we finish off. We just keep going back to some good old farm. But we've got even more crowd control now, though, because when that Q goes off, not only do we stun the person that we want to stun, we also create a slow field for everyone who's close. So that's really good. I'm over here. There's not a whole lot I can do here. I rotate to try and so that we can tussle with this. Nice, we get good slows off here. Me and Kayle doing some work here. Look at the damage. Look at that. All right, and then really good ult by Kayle here again. And I'm out, baby. I am out. Get the slow off on Nautilus there. Getting tanky, boys. We are getting tanky. Cassiopeia, I think she could have killed me real easy there. I think she just got scared. She got out, though, right? So, that's good. Oh, she's got that crazy mana rune. She gets to cast things for free for a little while. That's got to be really good on Cass. I was thinking about moving up for this Kog'Maw until I saw Alawi show up there. So then we back off. We get a really good push. We had a good counter engage. We head into their jungle. And I'm doing this red buff while these guys are just going crazy. Vayne, thankfully, got a really good condemn off. By the time I showed up, they'd already burned some cooldown, so when I got there, it was just like, drop the crowd control. Back off, we don't have minions. Good follow-up. These two, I think they must have been on comms. This Vayne and this Kayle. I can't... Yeah, look, they're in the same club, too. They were synergizing so well, that team fight. And... Oh. Seems like maybe he's given up, or just wasn't paying attention. We grab this and we bail, which is once again the right call. You see this? You see this going on? You leave her to die, okay? You just say your sacrifice is noble. It did take him a while to kill her, but like, it's better to lose one person than for all, because like we were all low, we didn't have any cooldowns up, we just had a huge fight, we had a ton of gold to spend. The enemy team had just been able to spend their gold while they were dead, and all of their cooldowns were probably back up. And yeah, you don't want to fight in those situations. I mean, even though we're clearly like winning at this point, We're up 8,000 gold. It's 22 to 29. You could take a look at the fact that we've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turrets. 6 turrets, excuse me. Alright, I engage on a Malphite. We see him across the wall here. His teammates do not come in time for him. Oh god. This is... We run here. Which is really smart. So these guys were able to rotate while Alawi's messing around with us. And just wipe out their AD carry, wipe out their support, and now they're headed for Cassiopeia. Meanwhile, Alawi's like, oh, maybe I should have like stuck with my team. Yeah. Yeah. She had a pretty decent laning phase, but doesn't really know what to do with herself in a team fight, unfortunately. So we see her backing there. We know the rest of their team is dead. That means this is a free Baron for us. We've got a lot of damage coming out between the Kale and the Vayne. Even these two are putting out pretty decent damage for burst. Free Baron, we back up. Go spend your gold. Vayne, what are you doing? This is very stupid. I don't think she gets out of this. We'll see. She kills him. No way. Oh, that's a tilter. Alright, so let's get back to me. You used to be able to click on the portrait and it would take you to the person. That's dumb. So we're just grabbing some extra farm here. Dragon's up soon. We've got Baron buff, so we need to be grouping. Not in this lane, because we've already taken the inhibitor and the inhibitor turret. So we should probably head either here or here. Minions are more pushed up, and more of our group is up here. So I just start heading this way, and I say, follow me. These guys are going to grab this red buff real quick, and then join me up here. Katarina is splitting in the bot lane, which is okay. She's really slippery. So the odds of her getting caught out down here are pretty slim. Riven's also hovering around the dragon, which is a water dragon. We're pushing out up here, so they've got pressure in all 3 lanes right now. They're going to have to pick one and try and defend it. The 3 of us can kill anyone. Like, Riven and Katarina can kill... They're really good duelists as well. But the 3 of us together, I'm pretty sure we could, like, 3v5 their team. The way that things are going right now. Katarina's just doing her own thing. Riven's not even... Like, I don't know why she's... This is... Okay. We're ahead. And I get that. And there's a dragon up. And I get that. But when you have lane pressure like we do, and you have the Baron buff like we do, this is not a priority. At all. Maybe if it was an Elder Dragon, okay? But this is not even close to a priority. This, okay? This is the priority. When you have a lead, press the lead and do not let up. I can't tell you how many games I have lost because my team is ahead. We all get cocky, myself included. We start making stupid plays like this, and we throw the game just because we don't respect the enemy team. Now, we can close the game here, and I think that we do, in fact. But Riven doesn't need to be there. Maybe does she have teleport up? She does. So that's a little better for her to be doing that, but for real, she does not need to be there. Like, we can just be running it down and winning. And yeah, like I said, we could 3v5 their whole team at this point. There's just not a whole lot that they can do. And yes, I know that was a 3v3, but I'm telling you, if all 5 of them had been there, it would not have made a difference. Like, that's game. Just, you know, tank it up a little bit, laugh it up a little bit, have some fun. So I hope that was good for you guys. I hope you enjoyed Leona Jungle. And try it out. Press the attack, Leona Jungle. Let's go to my rune pages real quick, just so you can see exactly what I used. We have Press the Attack, we got Triumph, we got Extra Tenacity, super good for any sort of melee tank jungler. The Coup de Grace, there aren't really a whole lot of great options for Leona Jungle in that third tree, but I got an extra 300 damage off on it. I might try something else next time, we'll see. Conditioning. Oh, this is the one that just gives you bonus defensive stats at 10 minutes. So the first part of the game you don't have them, and then the second part of the game you do. Let's go into runes. So Font of Life was the one I was talking about. Impairing the movement of an enemy champion marks them for 4 seconds. Allied champions who attack marked enemies heal for 5 plus 1% of your max health over 2 seconds. Yeah, so really good, because you're slowing people with your W, I believe it slows. You're slowing people with your AoE slow field with Iceborne Gauntlets. You're slowing people with the outside of your ultimate, and of course you've got your stun with your Q, you've got your root with your E, and you've got your stun with your ult. So you've got impaired movement out the wazoo. So basically all of your allies are healing all the time off of enemies that you mark. On top of that, conditioning, after 10 minutes gain +8 armor and +8 magic resist, and increase your armor and magic resist by 5% overall. So that's really good. I'll be interested to know what the math is with that 5%. Does that apply to her W while her W is active? Does that boost that by 5%? Which could be cool to know too. And then this over here, the Coup de Grace, Coup de Grace? It's Coup de Grace, right? Okay, so deal 10% more damage to champions who have less than 40% health. Additionally, takedowns on champions grant an adaptive bonus of +9 attack damage or 15 ability power for 10 seconds. So you get a little bit of bonus damage when you're rolling. Deal 4% more damage to champions with 150 more max health than you. That's not good because you're building tanky. Last stand, deal 5% to 12% increased damage to champions while you are below 60% health. That might be really good, actually, because you're tanky, so you're going to stay alive longer even though you're below 60% health. So let's switch that. I'm going to go ahead and say I recommend that one. Sure. Hit the save, and then right before we leave, let's take a look at the build, because I kind of got distracted from the build towards the end of the game there as things were just rolling on. So the core of the build is, obviously your Cinder Hulk, followed up by build the Tiamat first and just sit on it. It's really good for wave clear, and then I would build this second. So depending on if you're ahead or behind, either build the Sheen first for that extra bit of damage, or if you're behind, build the armor component, glacial something, and then finish your Iceborne Gauntlet. Then I finished my Titanic Hydra after that. I chose Mercury Tread boots this game because they had quite a bit of crowd control on their team. You could make an argument for Moby boots, so you just like speed around the jungle and gank constantly. If they're a really 80 heavy team, obviously you might want to go with Ninja Tabby. I was building some more magic resist next because Cassiopeia starts to really hurt late game. Kog'Maw's got a lot of magic damage, obviously. This Malphite was going full AP, which is really questionable in the jungle. Do it top lane, do it mid lane. Do not build AP Malphite in the jungle. That seems so bad. For your last item, you could, if you want to go more supporty, you could build an Aegis of the Legion into the Locket of the Iron Solari for a little bit of extra shields for your whole team. You could potentially build this. So you could potentially build the Abyssal Mask. Gives you a lot of health, gives you a ton of mana, like more than you probably need, but still. you're burning through cooldowns pretty, like your abilities pretty quickly. You could also make the case for Adaptive Helm. Could be really, really good situationally. You know, if you're up against a Teemo, against Cassiopeia, I think that's probably where I was going next. You could build this, sure. On Leona, I don't see anyone do it, but I don't know why not. Gives you tons of armor, gives you tons of, not tons, but a good chunk of armor, decent amount of magic resist, gives you some mana, cooldown reduction, and then casting your ultimate near your ally surrounds you with a frost storm and ignites your allies' basic attacks for 10 seconds. Enemies inside your frost storm are slowed by 20%, so that synergizes really well with your runes. And your allies' attacks burn the target for 50% bonus magic damage over 2 seconds. 50%? That's really good. Frostfire Covenant, your frost storm ignites when it slows a burning enemy, dealing 40 magic damage per second and slowing by 40% instead for 3 seconds. So, you know, you bind that to your AD carry or whoever the heck is most fed on your team. Probably your AD carry. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. And I hope you try Leona Jungle in your normal games first. Then, once you've mastered her, in your ranked games, as you climb the ladder to victory. Alright, Mefka out.